I see your little eyes, I think. Where did your eyes go? All right, have you cleared the trail? 'Cause I'm coming through. So my headlamp just died. I must have forgotten to charge it enough. But there is a full moon, and you can't really tell, but dawn, oh yeah, dawn is coming. So I might be able to still hike a bit. Well, that worked out well. I only had about 5-6 minutes of hard to see walking, and then my eyes adjusted and the dawn light started really helping, and now I can see the trail perfectly clearly. Wow. We've gotten so pretty, and we've got the sunrise over there, and then the saddle down here, and then the moon is stunning over there. Okay, now Mount Shasta is visible. Yeah, it's still there, it's just overshadowed by the sun.
Oh, what an epic way to start the morning.
Yeah. The clouds moving by so fast. Mm. And the light coming through the trees is so pretty. Oh, that sunrise was incredible. I was coming through the trees and I could see that it was really good, but I couldn't see it fully because of the trees. And Seeker had camped about 5 miles ahead of me, and I got to his camp right at sunrise, but I still couldn't see it because of the trees, and I heard this voice calling from up the hill, like, Skybird! And so then I sprinted up the hill to see the sunrise in time, and there was a full, oh, it was so pretty. Also, I haven't really run in that much in 2 years because running is kind of high impact on the back, and I just haven't felt safe to do that. So that felt really good to be able to run. I was really booking it, crashing through the manzanita bushes to get up there. Also, I am really cold right now. I got to where I could see the sunrise coming, and I just dropped my pack and I ran. I didn't even grab a jacket or anything, just my phone. And then I got up there and watched the sunrise for like half an hour and wasn't moving. And so I got really, really cold. Now my lips are blue, but I'm moving again, so I'll warm up. I think I'm now in the Russian wilderness, Russian Peaks wilderness. Russian Peak is like somewhere up there. The Trinity Alps are still south of me mostly. And I have to keep my headlamp on until I take a lie down break so that I remember to charge it up. I thought the big cliff fire was supposed to be down in there somewhere. Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be right in there, but that kind of looks like an old fire. Maybe that is it. I thought it was still burning, but I don't see any smoke or anything. Ooh. Okay. It's kind of cold. It's September 8th, I think, and up until even a couple days ago in early September, it still felt like high summer. The evenings were hot, the mornings were hot. I almost never wore my puffy, and then suddenly in the last couple days, fall is coming. You can see my trail cutting up. Go around right over there. I think these are the chinkopin, and I love how the front and back of the leaves are totally different colors. Dark green on the front, and then the light green on the back. I think that might be from the big cliff fire. So it was really close to the PCT, but it looks fully out over here. I've been traversing this mountain slope, and there have been little streams about every 0.3 miles. There's been like 8 of them, but this is the best one, and this is where I got my water. That cloud looks like smoke, but it looks like a cloud. There's where the cliff fire was. This one's very unbothered. A tiny bothered. Mostly unbothered. This one, all of the down trees, or all the burned trees, have gone white. So I think it's an older one. I think this is the process. You can see it. The burnt outer bark over time just kind of sloughs off, and then you're left with the trunk that gets kind of weather worn over time. And eventually the much older dead wood gets bleached kind of white like those. Oh. Oh. Well, I also had the Carolina rosemary and garlic ones, and they were pretty good. Oh. Did you go in there? Get out of there. Took some breaks, and now I only have 7 more miles until the road that will take me into Etna, and these might be the last 7 miles that I have on the PCT in Northern California, because I think my fire reroute will take me directly out of Etna, because 30 miles north of the Etna road is where the PCT closes due to the blue fire, and I could go all that way. But also the blue fire is super uncontained, and I don't really want to go that close to it. So I'm thinking of giving it a pretty wide berth. And yeah, taking roads. So anyway, I'm just really enjoying the last of Northern California, kind of, for me. Which I really like the Northern California section of the PCT. To me, it's kind of the quintessential PCT terrain. Like every other section is kind of its own thing. The desert is the hot, long water carries part, and the Sierras are the high dramatic part, and Oregon is the flat part, and then Washington's kind of its own thing. But Northern California just is the epitome of what the PCT is when I imagine it. Because it's kind of had everything. It's had some long water carries and some dry deserty like stretches. It's had some green tunnel trees. It's had dramatic rocky vistas. Yeah, it's had everything. And I think it's also where thru hikers, Nobos and Sobos alike, start to really come into their hiker leg strength. Everyone gets really strong in Northern California and starts doing bigger miles because the trail's actually pretty easy. Taking a little side trail to check out this lake. This is Payne Lake. Came from that valley up to this little saddle. You get a small glimpse back into the west, I believe. But just a glimpse. The trail keeps going this way. Wow, cobblestone stairs. It's been a while since we've had trail construction like this. The rains are really coming in my way. I felt the first little sprinkles. I put all the stuff in dry bags. Now I'll just see how far we get before it dumps on me. Almost forgot to take a video up here because I'm pretty sure I camped up here. Maybe right even in those little trees. I'm also very hungry, but good thing I have portable snacks. I've got these like pumpkin seed granola bar kind of things. The rain hasn't hit yet, but when it does, I think it's going to be pretty steady, persistent rain for at least a few hours, maybe the rest of the day. But at least it doesn't look like thunderstorm and lightning rain, because it's been these blanket clouds overhead growing all morning and none of the kind of anvil type stuff. This is going to be really good for the fires. I hope this system is hitting just a little bit north where the blue fire is too. Okay, the rain is picking up a bit, so I'm as buttoned up as I can be. The phone is going into its Ziploc baggie. Gonna keep everything as dry as I can and see how far I get before I may be totally soaked today. It's still early enough in the rain that when you get a good tree, there's some dry spots, but give it a little bit more time and these will be soaked too. I'm on my 10-mile road walk into Etna, which I am doing because my fire reroute detour starts now, I think. Probably. I'm going to figure it out in Etna. And I think I'm going to road walk out of Etna, so I want to road walk into Etna. Yeah. The sun is out. There's blue skies heading my way. I'm on a road walk to town because it's town day, and I'm going to get town food, and that's really exciting. And I'm starting to dry off a bit. I think the rains lasted maybe an hour and a half. They were pretty short. Hopefully that was it for the day. I would love that. It's been a pretty relaxed road walk so far. I'm about halfway done. There's not very many cars, but the ones that do go by, they always wave, and I feel like they would give me a hitch if I wanted one. All right, I've made it to the civilization part of my road walk. There's a whole bunch of turkeys in there. I don't even think they're fenced in. I think they're just roaming around. I, once again, have had my phone be almost dead and then come into a small town only to find that the entire town is out of power. So the brewery that I was excited to go to is closed. The butcher shop was still open, so I was able to get a sandwich. So I've had food, but they closed like 20 minutes later, and so I only got about 20 minutes of charge on my phone. And then I'm at the library, this nice porch, and there's supposed to be an outlet where you can charge all night, but it's not working because probably they have to flip a switch now. And I am exhausted. I got rained on and then it stopped raining and I got totally dry. And then like a mile out from town it started raining again. I got wet again. But I was like, oh, it's fine. I'm gonna be in the brewery really soon. But then everything's been closed and I've been walking around this town trying to find charging and food. Even the grocery store, the power is out. So I can't even resupply. I'm very tired. Good news, the power just came back on. I could hear it all across the town, and then I pressed the little reset button in the outlet that is down there, and now my phone is charging. Yay! Alright, this was a great little spot to hang out at the library. Oh, I'm losing light. It's always such a hectic day in town, and today is even more hectic than usual. But I am at the park where you're allowed to camp for $10, and I think I'm in the spot where there's not going to be sprinklers between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., but I'm not entirely sure. And I still need to charge all my stuff before I leave early in the morning. Okay, trying to organize my food, trying to eat some food, some fresh berries, chocolate milk. I need to remember these, the mini wipes, because they are the smallest, most compact little wipes, and there's 6 of them, so they're perfect for me. So the park that they let us stay at is super nice, and they even have charging over by the bathrooms and the trash. It's a little bit far away from where I'm camped. I'm camped to hopefully avoid the sprinklers. But it did just start raining, and I have to run out to my little charging spot and swap charging and hopefully get things charged up overnight so I'm ready tomorrow morning.